Hello, everybody, and welcome to the wonderful world of wine. We are your hosts, Mark Lindsay and Kim Simone, exploring all things wine with you. You can find us on Facebook at The Wonderful World of Wine. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining Kim and I today on the wonderful world of wine. We're at the holiday season, and this is our holiday wine buying show. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays, Kim.
Thanks, Mark. You too. I love
so
the holiday
fast.
season. I was so ready for the holidays this year.
Your Amazon man is ready, right?
Hmm?
Your Amazon man is ready. Your
Amazon
delivery.
man. That's right. all of our delivery folks.
There you go. So Kim and I were talking. We always do some sort of holiday show, be it gifts or pairings. And this year we thought we'd just focus on giving some tips. I'm sure Kim and I have different views on wine buying tips or holiday buying gifts here. And we had a couple articles on some trends they're seeing for the holidays. So we'd like to cover and give you some help for holiday gifts. So Kim, how would you like to start? Do you have like a go-to recommendation gift or things not to do?
There are a couple of different recommendations that I give for people because I certainly do get this question every holiday season. Oh, I have someone, my father-in-law likes wine. What should I get him? Or, I need a gift for my boss and I want to get her a nice bottle of wine in such and such a price range. What do you suggest? So sometimes it's a little hard if you don't know what the person likes to drink or likes to eat. So trying to find a bottle that is a nice gift wine, but is also hopefully a safe route to go so that you can be fairly certain that the person will like the wine sometimes can be a little tricky. But I would say that for gift giving, sometimes it's a little bit more fun to kind of go off the beaten path. Because I feel like with so much availability of wine these days, you can buy it online. We have our big wine grocery stores. We've got the little shops like yours, Mark. There are some brands that are just everywhere. So I would say stay away from those brands that you see in every store and get something a little bit more unique. I think that will come across as a little more special, and always ask the advice of whoever is working in the store. Say, hey, I have this much money to spend. I would like something that not everyone has seen or that everyone is selling as a gift for whoever it is that you're giving your gift to. And whether it's red or white, there are going to be good quality wines in pretty much every price range. Whatever is comfortable for you to spend, a good wine shop will be able to find you a good bottle in whatever price range you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, good advice. And that was my number one tip I had written down here is just don't buy the big brands when you give it as a gift. And when you said it though, Kim, it dawned on me, it's like a lot of people who don't drink wine or don't buy wine often probably don't know what a big brand is. So then you follow up to that and say, well, seek out someone in the store and ask them. And they might not know what a big brand is. They might just recommend something to you that they see selling all the time, which is probably a big brand. So it's tough to avoid that, especially if you go to certain stores where they only stock big brands. But you have to really think, and I say this all the time jokingly, when you give a gift, chances are someone's going to research that gift or it's going to stand out and they're going to find out really cost of that gift and that wine.
Yeah, you always say this.
Yeah.
And it's really smart advice, especially now. It never used to be this way, but
if you do only want to spend $10, then there are, like Kim was saying, there are wines from all over the world you can get from $10. It doesn't have to be a big brand. So the price point is not the problem. It's just that if someone Googles it and finds out that there's 10 million cases and they see it being sold, the first thing that's going to come up is they're going to see all the stores selling it when it's Googled. So it's so big. That's what populates first. But ask for help and try to find something special. And I think this goes back to, we did another show, Kim, about buying, where we said don't just run in and buy the first thing you see or something that's stacked up. So yeah, take some time, ask a question, and just say, I want something different, but in whatever price point. trying to stay away from something big, and hopefully they'll put you in the right direction. And like you were saying too, Kim, about who's it for? I mean, this is big. Is it for the boss? Is it for family? Is it for a neighbor? That's going to all play into what you select for a gift. And I think this year, luckily, we're going to see that grab gift and that boss gift come back, because people really weren't having these get-togethers the last few years. It kind of started last year. The year before, definitely no. But I think this year it's back. So we're back to that grab gift idea. I had some like recommendations, what I thought was kind of a go-to gift idea that's people can't really figure it out, or looks like a good gift. I don't know if we want to go that direction, but
Sure.
My number one thing was any French Bordeaux.
Is a good idea.
Is a good idea as a gift for boss, for grab, because it goes back to the old Chateau picture on the label. You can get phenomenal Bordeaux's for $12 to $20, and you just can't go wrong with them. And a lot of people don't really explore them. So I think that is really a go-to gift idea. That's always my kind of recommendation, but number one recommendation.
I think there is something to be said for the classics. My recommendation for don't buy something that everyone is familiar with is more about big brands and less about wine regions. So I completely agree with you that something classic like Bordeaux or Champagne is certainly, I think, always a welcome gift.
Yeah. And I think if you look at the label and you can't kind of figure it out, it's kind of a good tip that's a good gift. Because it's confusing.
If it's
right?
confusing,
it's probably going to be confusing to the person receiving the gift too.
That's an interesting way of here's a confusing gift for you for the holidays.
Yeah. Now, you said not big brand, so I know you're a sparkling wine person. Would you say gift sparkling, but also stay away from the big brand, right?
Well, it's hard when it comes to champagne, because it feels like every champagne out there is a big brand, right?
Yeah. Well, there's good grower champagne, but you won't really find it as easy as the big brands.
It's harder to find.
So what would be your recommendation for sparkling? Stick with the big brand at a certain price point, or go with something unusual? Or
I go with something unusual if you can find it. There's also excellent value in things like Cremant from other regions of France. But my go-to for sparkling wine drinkers, if you want something that is high end and slightly different and not everybody maybe has, is Franciacorta from northern Italy.
Yeah,
which is very much like champagne, usually without the price tag, and is just unusual enough that it feels special and it feels different. So that, I think, is always something that's fun to buy for people.
Yeah. And that was also on my list. Italian in general, anything Italian, similar to the Bordeaux thing. I think you can find so many good values. And it also plays on who you're giving it to. You know, is the person Italian? Is the person Portuguese? Or you can really put some thought into that wine gift, what they like based on their family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Italian families would never refuse an Italian wine, right? So, you know.
And if you throw some cookies or some good cheese or something in there, then it makes it even better.
Yeah. So Italy is on my list. Portugal's on my list, and not just Portuguese still wine, but you can, dabble in port. Look at the port section, because it is a really great wine to give as a gift, because you can have it for all different reasons, occasions. You can have it with desserts. It has a little bit more kick to it. So I think people are not as used to it. So it's a unique gift item, and you can find them from $12 up all the way to $100 for vintage port. So I think port is a good recommendation. Anything else you think about that stands out, Kim, for a gift?
I was going to say Spanish reds too.
Yeah, Spain, great value.
Because again, that's an area that I don't think as many people have a familiarity with, and you can really still get some amazing quality wines that don't break the bank.
Yeah, I agree with that. And again, like you said, not big brands. So I think anything family owned or a small family winery, it's again, you would have to have someone in the store to ask them what they recommend. That's a small producer. It's a great time at the holidays to support another family by buying their wine, that it's a family winery. So you're giving two ways. You're giving back to the person who made it, and you're giving it as a gift to somebody, and you can pass that story along to the person when you give it to them.
I like that.
I was going to talk about the boss gift, Kim.
Yeah.
This is something someone will come in. This happens to me a lot. And they'll say, I want to get a wine for my boss. And right away they go to the expensive, which is big brand stuff too, like the cake bread, the duck horn, like things that they're not massively produced, but they're big name brands. Does that make sense? Like, would you consider like those wineries like the go-to big brands for,
like well-known? And I think that we've talked before about there being a comfort value in those brands and those names that people look at and immediately know, oh, this is good quality. I feel like there is some reassurance when you purchase one of those bottles that, oh, I'm definitely getting something that is good value, good quality. Maybe not good value, but certainly good quality. And, someone made the effort to find me a better wine and not just like something random off the shelf. But then on the other hand, I don't feel like there's as much creativity that goes into getting a bottle like that.
Yeah. And I always say, if you want to spend $100, buy two $50 bottles to me, instead of that one big name brand. And that's more like special occasion when you're gifting, there's so many other things that you could really be unique that are great wines, and give them 2 bottles for something unique if you want to spend. You still spend the same amount of money. But that's one of the things I always get so much, I don't want to say negative feedback, but a lot of pushback on when I ask them about, the boss gift and try to steer them in another direction.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to look bad in front of your boss.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's a tough call, I guess. Tough call.
Yeah, I get it. And it takes a certain amount of courage, I think, to kind of go a little bit outside one's comfort zone and do something slightly different if you're dealing with giving a boss gift.
How about this, Kim? That you have to get a gift for someone at the holiday, and they're like someone like you. They're a wine lover. They know wine. Do you think it's the hottest gift to get for someone that likes wine, or you think it's the easiest?
I wish people would give me wine more often.
Yeah. It's such an easy gift to give.
I mean, it's obviously easy. Like, I don't know. I think people are intimidated, and they're a little scared about getting the wrong wine. And I'm like, no, just get me whatever,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it can be intimidating if you have a wine lover on your gift list and you want to get them a bottle, but then you're like really nervous about getting just the right wine. But here's a little secret. There is no just the right wine. Follow this, follow this advice that we're giving you today, and the wine lover on your list will be happy, especially if they like a variety of things. Just get them something different. Just don't get the same old stuff.
Yeah. And I also put into this category the wine lover, the wine explorer.
Yeah.
So the person who has always wanted to explore more wines, they might not have the budget to do it, where you can help them with a gift. You can put together some really unique gift ideas using wine. You can bring someone on a tour of a country or a region or a varietal and help them out in learning, or you can gift a class that goes with wine. So, I mean, there's so much you can do for people who seek interest or love the wine. There's really nothing bad. I see a lot all the time. It says the wine club. That one to me makes me nervous to give as a gift, because if they're sending them wines every month and you don't know what they like, they can explore it, but it might not be really good. Mm-hmm. What's your take on giving something like that, Kim, as far as a club or?
Yeah, I tend to shy away from them just because I know that there's not necessarily the highest quality wines that go into every wine club. A lot of them are private label things or wines that are maybe not for the market and they're just needing to be gotten rid of. And so therefore they're part of a wine club. I mean, you and I are big into wine education, so we would always recommend giving a wine class. And there's all sorts of fun like wine stuff out there. There are wine games, there are, aroma kits. There's all sorts of just fun wine related paraphernalia out there these days.
Yeah, it's easy to get that wine lover something good this time of year for sure.
Even a really good corkscrew.
Gadgets. You know me and my gadgets.
Oh, you know how much you love your gadget. You're listening to The Wonderful World of Wine, and we are your hosts, Mark and Kim. You can find more information about Mark on his website, franklinliquors.com, and more information about myself at commonwealthwineschool.com. And as always, you can find our past episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes. Welcome back, everyone. We are talking holidays, holiday gifts for the wine lover on your list. And we've been talking a lot about kind of going outside your comfort zone and what to get for that wine lover and to stay away from kind of those big name wines and go for something a little bit more unusual or a little off the beaten path. What other advice do we have for our listeners for gift giving around the holiday season involving wine?
I want to bring it back to you. I'm glad you started with the big brand thing again. So say, Kim, I'll give my mother as an example. She is a white Zinfandel drinker. I'm sure that many people know someone like this. They drink what they drink, right? So do you think it's good to take them off of that path or just get them what they like?
I think it depends on the person. You know your loved one better than I know your loved one. So if you know that they really would not be happy having another something in their kitchen that they drink what they drink, then maybe what would make them happy is getting them their usual beverage. But I think it can't hurt to have a little something in the house just in case you have people over for dinner or you need a last minute gift yourself. You can just grab that bottle of wine, that you've already got. A little re-gifting kind of thing. But, I think if you know that you have someone on your list who really only has one favorite and is sticking with it, I don't think there's any problem in giving them their favorite.
Yeah. I always try to add something to it. I know just from, say, that white Zinfandel example, it's almost a big brand or it's all big brand, but I know she also has a sweet palate and I know she also likes, say, Asti Spumante, and then I'll gravitate, maybe get her a Moscato or something like that. So that's where, again, I want to bring it around where there's big brands. If you ask for help and you know what they drink, you can be directed to other things because they know that person's profile.
Right.
That's a sweet profile. So, what else do they like? Well, they like Asti. Well, hey, try Moscato because Moscato is the grape in Asti Spumante, that type of thing. So there are a ton of directions you can go if you want to get the person off that everyday wine that they drink.
Yeah. There is something nice about knowing the general category that your loved one generally drinks. You know that they like California red blends. Then that is valuable information that you can bring shopping with you, that hopefully the person that you are talking to at the wine store will be able to direct you to either something within that category, but that the person is unfamiliar with, or something slightly different that will also appeal to what they like about that, maybe that red blend category or whatever it is that they regularly drink.
Yeah, that's good advice. And if you want to do something in secret when you're over at someone's house or whatever, look at, their wine rack and see what they have there. Chances are what they have there is what they like. And you can think of that when you're buying the gift. Just another tip. So
and a different route that one can go, if you know that somebody has a favorite restaurant or a favorite cuisine or a favorite style of food, maybe that they really like Italian food or that they really like Indian food. Work on getting something that would go with that particular cuisine. And I think focusing it on what they like to eat, and then through that lens, you can find them something that would go with it, I think is also a nice way to go. The foodie in me.
Right. No, good advice. Here's another thing I wrote down. I had to ask you, Kim. Holiday time, you're gifting a bottle of wine. What do you put it in? What do you do? Do you put it in a gift bag? Do you wrap it up special? Because I just read an article about all these different ways to wrap a bottle. And what I see every year is, we sell the standard bottle bags that you see everywhere, and they'll say, I need a gift, and they buy, you got a bag, and then they stuff it in, they write on the card, and that's it. Like, do you put any thought into what you put the wine in? Is it in a gift basket, like you said, with food, or?
If it's just a bottle of wine, I'm guilty of just the little wine bag.
The gift bag. Yeah.
Maybe I'll wrap it in some tissue paper and put it in a nice wine bag, but that's pretty much how I give my wine gifts. If it's part of a bigger present, if I'm doing a cheese and, some wine tchotchkes and, I don't know, olives or whatever, then I will put it in a larger, maybe more of a gift baskety kind of thing. But if it's a single bottle, I am very happy just doing a wine bag.
Stuff in a bag. Our listeners will probably I was amazed. I saw there's this whole catalog of this online that you can find different types of boxes and wooden boxes and
Oh, wow.
all
I'm very
different
curious
things.
now. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that there was this whole sector of wine gift packaging.
Oh yeah, all different, the cellophane bags or regular
Okay, those I've
bags.
seen.
Then there's leather bags and burlap bags, and then they go into
Wow.
boxes where they're latched or locked. So if someone wants to get, say, a $10 bottle and then a $20 box, that can be reused for something, that's a different way to go.
And then those can be reused.
Yeah, I saw
I'm a
one.
big one for reusing the packaging.
One Italian producer was putting a box with a scarf with instructions how you can wrap the bottle in a scarf, and
Ooh.
then the person has a scarf to wear after they're done with their bottle,
Oh,
which
that's
I thought was a good idea.
nice.
Of course, the scarf had the winery name on it.
Of
so I
course.
don't know, but that's an idea. You can use a scarf or something like that as
Sure.
another gift. So we saw a couple articles too. We had to just mention some numbers I thought were interesting about holiday wine buying habits. One of them was saying that 50% of drinkers of wine do have a wine budget, which I thought was very interesting because I don't budget. Do you, Kim, every year say, oh, I got a budget
No.
so much for my beverages every year?
No.
Yeah, but they said their budget is lower than it was last year. Of course,
But I mean,
everybody's-
it makes sense if you budget the rest of your expenses for your everyday life, then I think that makes sense, because if you know that you have X number of dollars with which to dine out with every month, or, your grocery budget is XYZ, then you don't want to be blowing your finances on wine and
your wine, yeah.
wine and whatever. So yeah, it makes sense that, even if it's not written down, but kind of having an idea in the back of your mind that you have only a certain amount to spend on wine. Sure, I get that.
And they said 23% will spend 150 plus for wine at the holidays. Which
For hosting or for gifting or for just drinking?
It just said in general. So I would assume that's total, which if you're gifting or hosting, it's not really much, right? A couple of cases maybe. So that was kind of weird. 57% of the people are going to be drinking red, which is about right this time of year, right?
That sounds right.
Heavy
And especially, consider, what we tend to have on the holiday table. I'm sure a lot of people do roasts, and there's probably some more turkey that goes around Christmas time, maybe some sort of fancy meat dish on New Year's. So, that's red wine. That's red wine food. So that makes sense.
And there were other couple interesting stats. Drinkers of reds will gift reds. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know about you, Kim, but if I'm going to someone's house, chances I'm bringing something. I'm hoping they're opening that I'm going to drink because I'm a red drinker, so I'll bring a red. But
you shouldn't. See, I think that is something that, people shouldn't expect that if you bring a gift bottle, it will get opened at the time that you're there. So don't go in with the expectation of, oh, I'm going to give this to somebody, but we're going to pop it open at the party. You might be disappoted.
You got to educate me on that, Kim, because I get so discouraged.
Oh, you're giving a gift.
Yeah, I know I'm giving a gift, but to me, it's
Buy
like
one for
special.
yourself,
I
too.
want to see the joy of them opening it. Some years I bring like the huge 3-liter bottle, and I'm like, you got to open it now. There's like 50 of us here. You have to. No, what are you going to do with it when I leave? It's 3 liters of wine. What are you doing? Anyway,
well, you could bring 2. You could bring one bottle that's a gift, and then another one saying, hey, this is for the party.
Oh, it's just, you got me on a total another direction now. But it's the holidays, so I gotta be better.
All right, when you come over my house, we will open the wine that you bring. How's that?
There you go. All right, thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You better bring me champagne, dude.
Yeah. They said drinkers of white, rosé, and sparkling are less likely to gift wine. That's interesting.
That is interesting. I wonder why that is.
I don't know, maybe
that's
because
not
they're
true
a summer
for me,
drinker.
I guess I'm unusual.
They're warm weather or summer drinkers, maybe. So I don't know. But
interesting.
These studies we find, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was another article about the psychology of gift giving or giving gifts. And they suggested, which you were kind of hinting on earlier in the show, choose wines that pair well with various foods. And are at a price point of $15 to $40. So right in the middle of your $20 usually is what you go to, right?
Yeah, for giving a gift, it depends.
But it makes sense, think about the food. You don't maybe want to buy a muscadet if this time of year, or something that's might not be going with the food that they're serving, or something like that, in case they do want to open it. They're saying it's trending big that more people are going to shop online, which we know that.
Yep.
I still find it difficult doing that for wine when you can just find it as easy and not take that risk of shipping, but it's a different world.
Changing.
The Wine Industry Insider said 29% of holiday shoppers are going to get alcohol and food gifts. 29%, but that's combining alcohol and food. They're going to give alcohol and food gifts. But the number one gift item, you know what the number one gift item is at the holidays, Kim?
I don't.
56% of the people buy gift cards.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right. And just a little note to our listeners out there, you can buy gift cards for wine, right? Or wine retails or craft beer or whatever. I hate giving the beer the heads up on the wine show, but you can, there's gift cards to buy for that. So if you want to stick with the trend, you can still, buy a gift card. What else for holiday things, Kim? Anything you think we didn't confuse our listeners enough on today for the holiday?
I think maybe we have confused them enough. No, I think we've
giving,
touched on
right?
the points that I wanted to touch on. We didn't really talk about wines to pair with certain holiday meals, but we sort of covered that with our Thanksgiving show a few weeks ago.
You had mentioned briefly about, the heavy foods, just heavy wines. You want to stay away from the summer clearance section when you're gifting wines this time of year.
That's smart.
Still, the rosé still makes a good gift. I'm trying to think if I had any other things, recommendations. I think I covered them all. Like Portugal, sparkling. I think we covered all of them.
I like the food and wine combo gift idea.
Yeah, that's big. I noticed a lot of the big, not Hillshire Farm. What are those with the beef sticks there?
Yeah, I think you're
Swiss
right.
Colony and all that. They've been dabbling more, partnering with people with wine and throwing a thing in there. But you can build those yourself. And
that's right.
Give
Go to your local
gifts.
specialty food shop and put together a nice gift basket, or have them do it for you.
So another holiday show, Kim, and I want to wish everybody, including you, Kim, a happy holidays. I'll be over with my sparkling wine for you.
Thanks, Mark. Merry Christmas and happy
You
holidays
too.
to all of our listeners. Thank you for listening to us today with our holiday show on The Wonderful World of Wine. We have been your hosts, Mark Lindsay and Kim Simone. You can find us on Facebook at The Wonderful World of Wine. Listen to our past episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes. And happy holidays, everyone. Cheers.
Wine, wine, wine.